Arsenal 3, Bournemouth nil. Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal match reaction. Job done. Job done. 3 points. Another win on the board on our route to hopefully gain the Premier League title. And look, it's got to that part of the season now where it's less analysis driven and more just results driven, to be completely honest. Like, the performances do not matter one bit. I just want to see my team get 3 points. There'll be a lot of discussion surrounding the penalty goals, disallowed goals, etc. Was it a penalty on Havertz for Arsenal to score their first goal? Was it a foul on Raya? Should it have been a penalty for Bournemouth to get potentially 2-1 back into the game? Who knows? Who cares, to be honest? We got the job done. That's all that matters in my eyes. We can now turn our attention to Manchester City later today, who play Wolverhampton Wanderers. A game I do not expect them to lose, but I don't expect them to win to lose any game this season, to be honest. So anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. Let's stay positive and let's be delighted with our performance as well as a team. Because, look, we may not go on to win the Premier League title this season. We may not, right? But we're in it. And for me, the most important thing is that we've got a team that can win it. Because for the large proportion of my life, the majority of the time I've been an Arsenal fan, which has been my whole life, I've not been confident in seeing a team that can win the league. And for the first time, really, we've got an Arsenal team that actually can win this league and actually looks like they're playing good football and quality team. And team that's getting better from the season before to the season now. So I've got a lot of faith in this team. We might not go on to win a league, as I said, but at the very least, put in a very good last few performances of the season. Put in a very good last few performances, and let's see what happens. Let's see where the chips lie down on the end of the table, right? Because we've done our job today. Bournemouth can be a tricky game. I know many expecting Arsenal to win this game today, and I was expecting us to win as well. But it could be a very tricky game. Like, Iraola's sides are very good. They won their previous game against Brighton. They're on a bit of a winning streak. They've had one of the best records since, I don't know, like since November or something like that. I don't really listen to those type of stats, to be honest. But look, it comes into account. But we've come in today and we've done really well. First off, I thought we were fantastic. Should have been way more than 1-0 up. I don't know how it was only 1-0. We were peppering their goal. Travis was having a fantastic game to keep it at just 1-0 to Arsenal. Second half, Bournemouth grew into the game, to be fair to them. They did. But that's where you got to be clinical with your chances. The first half, we weren't clinical. Second half, we were, thankfully. When it came to the moment where Bournemouth were gaining some sort of momentum and traction into the game, we came back down the other side and scored a fantastic goal through Trossard. Brilliant from Declan Rice, winning the ball high up the pitch and then turned it over to Trossard, who slotted it into the bottom corner. Trossard's looking like an underrated player at this football club, man. Really underrated player because, look, he doesn't start a lot of games, Trossard. He does not start a lot of games. But when he plays, he gets on the score sheet. That's 16 goals in all competitions. For a player that's been brought in as a Martinelli backup, he's looking like a starter for us now. And Martinelli's been playing off the bench. So Trossard's done fantastic since he's played for us. And look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Trossard is Arsenal's best finisher at the football club. He's our most clinical player right now, which is a bit of a shame, given that he's not a striker. And I do think we do need a number 9 still. But he's definitely our most clinical player. Whenever you have him in a one-on-one opportunity or edge of the box, I want Trossard in that position to take that shot for us. And more often than not, he finds a way to get the ball in the back of net. That was a very smart finish. Just wrapped his foot around it into the bottom corner. Not a power finish, but just finessed it into the bottom. Brilliant. 2-0 lead. That was a big goal for us as well. Because as I said, it stopped the momentum that Bournemouth had and it just gave us a bit of breathing room. That being said, 3 or 4 minutes later, Bournemouth scored. I mean, they scored. It got disallowed. Is it a disallowed goal? Should it have stood? Should it have been a penalty for Bournemouth? Look, I think it's 6 in one hand, half dozen the other. Some will say one way, some will say the other. I'm not really a referee. I can't really comment on it. I think if it went either way, I don't think there'd be a reason to complain. I think many will say it should have been a foul because you can't really touch the goalkeeper when they're trying to clear the ball like that. Any touch on the goalkeeper will result in a foul nowadays in football. Others will say he didn't really touch him. He just put his body in the way. Look, like I said, some will argue one way, some will argue the other. It is what it is. I'm not here to talk about referees. I'm here to talk about performances on the football pitch. And look, if Bournemouth had scored that goal, fair play. But I still think overall in the balance of play, Arsenal by far deserved the victory. By far, I think 3-0 was a fair scoreline given the reflection of the match. And with that being said, it was 2-0 for a long time until Declan Rice wrapped it up. And a deserved goal for him as well because I thought he was man of the match today, Declan Rice. Really good. Jesus slotting it into his path, touch and just near post finish through the keeper's legs. 3-0, job done. And good 3 goals as well because look, I know goal difference shouldn't be a problem given we had a 7 clear goal difference at the start of the day. But you never know with goal difference, right? You never know what can happen. So the fact we were able to win by 3 goals puts more pressure on Man City because let's be honest, guys, yeah? Man City are capable of winning games 5-0. Like, if they really wanted to, they could win 5-6-0 today against Wolves. I'm confident in it. They really could. So I think the fact we're able to get those goals is big because you never know. Psychologically, goal difference can play a factor. It could play a big factor. And I do think, to be honest, guys, yeah, if you sorted the table by goal difference rather than sorting it by points, the table would look fairly similar. I do think goal difference is a good determining factor of how good a football team is. More often than not, the team that has the most goal difference is top of the table because they are the best. They're the best scoring goals. They're the best defensively. And I think Arsenal have been the best in both departments this season. If you look at goals conceded, Arsenal's the best. If you look at goals scored, Arsenal is the best. So we're the best in both departments. Now we just got to convert that into points and win this title, hopefully. We've got a massive game next weekend against Manchester United. Absolutely humongous game there. Can we get 3 points? And in the meantime, we've got to hope and pray that Man City somehow, someway drop points. I said a few weeks ago, I do think Man City will drop points somewhere. Where? I do not know. But they've been on too long of a winning streak to not drop points. Too long of a winning streak, man. Like they've been winning games for fun. What's that all about? Somehow, somewhere, they need to drop points. I'm not even asking for them to lose. Just draw somewhere. They've got Wolves, Fulham, Tottenham, and West Ham. 4 games. 4 winnable games. Let's be honest, they're not playing an Arsenal. They're not playing a Liverpool or a team like that. But anything can happen in this Premier League, guys. Anything can happen. So let's remain confident. Let's deal with our business. And let's hope somehow, someway, we get a favour from one of the teams playing Man City. And if so, we've got a very good chance of potentially lifting this Premier League title in May. Let's get into your comments if you're on your own. To make sure you do subscribe down below on my road to 6,000 subscribers. Anish, a long time no see. Hope you're doing well, my friend. What a result. Big result indeed. Fantastic result. Fantastic performance as well. I know performances don't really matter as much at this stage of the season compared to the result, but I do want to say a big performance as well from Arsenal, because after the Tottenham game, right, I know we won the game 3-2, but we looked a bit nervous in that second half, especially towards the last 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game. So the fact we were able to now win this game comfortably and put in a really good performance, basically dispel the hangover potentially from the Tottenham game where we had a sloppy last 30 minutes, I think that was really important, because we're out of the Champions League. The Premier League is do or bust with the Premier League, right? That's our only competition. We've now got a week's rest until we play Man United next Sunday. Who knows what happens there? I believe they play in about 20 minutes time, if I'm not mistaken, in the Premier League. United have nothing to fight for, by the way. So we should hopefully put in a really good performance and win that game on the weekend. But that being said, United are never an easy game. Never, ever an easy game to play. So for me, the Premier League is big, man. It's big. Next weekend's a big game for us. Big game. We look, obviously, in 3 hours' time to watch Man City against Wolves. I hope and pray Gary O'Neill does something, bro. Something, Gary O'Neill. We're not asking for you to win. Just please, 1-1, 0-0. Anything like that, we'll take it as Arsenal fans. That's all I'm praying for. But even if it doesn't happen, look, they've still got to play Fulham. They've still got to play Tottenham. They've got West Ham on the final day. We lost to West Ham this season. So it's not going to be, in my opinion, straightforward for Man City. Everyone is saying they're going to win the league easily. People saying, oh, it's going to be Man City. They've got it in the bag. They don't drop points. Look, maybe. I mean, the history does suggest that Man City will win this Premier League title. But who am I to say they go into for 100% fact? I've got to believe in my team. I've got to believe that we're going to put in the performances and hope and pray that somehow along the way, City will drop points. I don't think City have lost a game in 2024. Like, we look at their recent performances and their recent results. Have they lost a Premier League game in 2024? I genuinely don't think they have. It's got to come somewhere, right? Like, it's got to come somewhere. They beat Aston Villa. They drew to us. They drew to Liverpool. They beat Man United. They beat Bournemouth away from home. They beat Brentford at home. They beat Everton at home. They drew to Chelsea at home. They beat Burnley. Beat Brentford. Beat Newcastle. Beat Sheffield United. Yeah, they've not lost a Premier League game in 2024, City. They've not lost a Premier League game. There's no way they got a hold of 2024, winning every single Premier League game. I don't believe it. They must lose somewhere. And they've got 3 games left, and trust me, if you're in a title race, every game becomes more and more pressurized as you go down, because the stakes become much higher and the margin for error becomes much smaller. It becomes much tougher. Suddenly, the margin for error becomes smaller because you've got less games to catch up. So City got 4 massive games for them. We've got 2 games left. City got 4 games left. Whose position would you rather be in? I mean, you'd say City because it's in their hands, but Arsenal not in a bad position, 4 points clear. Trust me, guys, because we know that even a draw for City puts it in our hands again. And with 2 games left, 6 points is all it is. 6 points for us. Now we hope City to draw 1 game. Exactly. Nail on the head right there. Leonard, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Yes, bro, we've done our job today. 2 games remaining. We must keep our form. Exactly, bro. Exactly, 100% as you said. We've done our job today, and that's the main thing. And if City do drop points, there's less pressure on us. Because what happened is Liverpool dropped points, obviously. They lost to Crystal Palace, and I think it got in our heads, and we lost to Aston Villa. So I think if City were to lose, it would obviously impact us, I think, a little bit. So the fact we've only got 2 games left, I think it's a benefit. Let us deal with our business first, and then let City deal with their business after. Right now, it's been a bit of a theme of Arsenal play first, City play after. Arsenal play first, City play after. Next week, I do believe City play on Saturday at 12:30 against Fulham. So obviously, that is an early kickoff for them. We've then got to respond on Sunday with a massive crunch game against Manchester United. But by the time we play Man United, City will have played 2 games. 2 games. That's 2 opportunities for City to drop points somehow, some way. So let's just hope they do it. And then if we go into that United game with it in our hands, boy, I think if we beat United next weekend and City have dropped points somewhere along the way, I think we're looking good for this title. Looking very good. So anything can happen, guys. Trust me. I'm feeling a little bit confident that we can get on the way and get over the line. I'm feeling a little bit confident. I don't know why. It's just I feel it in my bones. Leandro Trossard is our most clinical player right now. He's converting almost every chance. Yeah, big game player Trossard, man. 18 goals, fantastic from him. Big time stepping up. Much greater boost to our goal difference as well. Yeah, exactly. Look, guys, I know the goal difference, many will say doesn't really matter at this stage. We're already 7.7 goals clear. We're 10 clear now. Man City got 2 games in hand. They are capable of winning those games. Make no mistake about it. They can win both those games by 5-0 and obviously close the gap on the goal difference. But for me, it plays a determining factor, the goal difference, man. Like, you never know. We've conceded the least goals in the Premier League and we've scored the most goals in the Premier League. In my eyes, we are the best team in the Premier League. In my genuine opinion, we are. City obviously have got the better team. I think no one can doubt that. And City obviously are in the pole position to win the Premier League. But if you look at the team performances right now and take relation, Arsenal, in my opinion, have been the best team in the Premier League. You may disagree, fine, but that's my genuine opinion on it. I think we played the best football. I think we've looked the most resolute defensively. I think we look the best in transition going forward. And I think we've created the most chances. I think we're the best team in the Premier League, in my opinion. Obviously, that doesn't mean we're going to win the Premier League. But I think if there's any sort of, you can take solace in the fact that you are putting in the good performances that deserve you to win the title. And that's all about just continuing in that on and finding a way to obviously get over the line and win the Premier League. I pray Wolves to take something from City. Hey, everyone is praying for Arsenal all around the world, man. Every Arsenal fan is praying that Wolves get something from the game. What about Raya? I feel he's sloppy at times. Will the contract be offered to him? Yeah, we're going to keep Raya. Look, when we first signed Raya, I was a little bit pessimistic. I thought we don't really need him. We've got Aaron Ramsdale. I don't know why we're signing David Raya, to be honest. But to be honest with you guys, I've been happy with David Raya. I've been really happy with David Raya. I know he made a mistake against Tottenham. I appreciate that. It was a bad mistake to make against Spurs. But at the same time, look, every goalkeeper is going to make mistakes. David Raya made a mistake against Tottenham. It almost cost us. But he responded from that mistake well. Because he's really good goalkeeper in terms of stopping crosses. And what tends to happen is when you concede a goal, teams like to lump it in the box and basically pressurize you and play route one football. And Raya's really good at claiming balls from crosses. Really good at that. I've been impressed with David Raya, and I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a contract. I think he deserves a #1 spot. I don't think we should be sitting there going, we need another goalkeeper. I'm happy with David Raya. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. And I think he's grown in the team as well. For me, I think if Arsenal need to sign anyone, it needs to be a real number 9, because we saw even again today, we should have been more than 1-0 up after half-time. We probably should have, 3-0 obviously looks like a good result, right? And it is a good result. But on the balance of chances, it could have been 5 or 6-0, to be honest with you guys. And on another day, Bournemouth could have made it 1-1 at half-time or something like that. And it could have been a very nervous game. So I don't think we need another another striker, sorry. Because I think Havertz has been good, but I just think another just clinical player up front, even if we stick him on last 20 minutes. I think we need another midfielder, because Partey was good again today, but we can't trust him for 90 minutes consistently. So I think he could go in the summer Partey. I think a Saudi team or an Italian team could snap him up. I think Partey could be out the team. And if that's the case, we definitely need another defensive midfielder in my eyes, because Jorginho equally, we're giving him another contract, but he can't start for us a whole season. So I would love I'd love a CDM that's a dictator of possession, but also a very physical player. Basically, we need a Partey regen. Partey's perfect in that position because he's comfortable in the football. He's comfortable spreading the play, but also he's very physical and get around the pitch. We need someone exactly like that. Maybe a Douglas Luiz, someone in that type of mold, and then have Declan Rice next to them as a real energizer bunny, up and down the pitch type of player, like an enforcer. So that's what I would like. I would like a striker, a CDM, and I'd like a backup centre back in case Saliba or Gabriel get injured. That's the positions I would like, in my personal opinion. Sales wise, I would get rid of Zinchenko ASAP. I would look at selling Gabriel Jesus if we can bring in a striker. I'd potentially sell Thomas Partey, and I'd also sell someone like an Emil Smith-Rowe or Fabio Vieira, someone like that, because we don't need all of them. Look, Smith-Rowe's barely played this season. I don't want to stunt his career any further. I'd ship him off, get 20, 30 million for him. I'd sell Nketiah, get 20, 30 million for him as well. Sell, as I said, Zinchenko, get 15, 20 million for him. Just look at selling these players we don't need, drive up the prices, and then try and basically sell a lot of these fringe players with players that can actually start the game. I'd also look at signing a backup right winger. And Michael Olise would be perfect in my eyes. Someone like that. Just someone that can compete with Saka. Because again, today, Saka played next to 85, 90 minutes. We don't need him to play that long. But we haven't got a backup right winger. Our backup right winger is Reece Nelson or Fabio Vieira out there. We need a proper backup right winger, just like Saka. For me, Michael Olise would be a perfect opportunity to play right there. So that's what I would do for Arsenal in the summer. I would make those type of changes. But we're close, guys. We're not far from a title. Trust me. Even if we don't win it this season, we're not a million miles away. Our team is very good. Very, very good. If you look at Arsenal from 2020 in the COVID season to 4 years later now, it's chalk and cheese. We're a miles better team. Miles better football team, man. And I'm just happy that for the first time in my lifetime, I'm actually seeing an Arsenal team that I can believe and get behind. An Arsenal team that I believe can win this title. An Arsenal team that can win 95% of games they play. Because look, against Bournemouth, we took control of that football match and played superb football in the first half. Absolutely brilliant football. Deserved the 3 points. So for me, I'm delighted with what I'm seeing. We're not far from a Premier League title. We might do it this season. We might not do it this season. But for me, keep the performances coming because we're looking good. Congratulations to my team. Kalarembe, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Congratulations indeed to Arsenal. Fantastic victory. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going in a positive direction. All we need is any team to take points from City. Exactly. Any team. A draw even will do a result for us. The fact that all the teams playing City could easily produce an upset. All the 4 teams can give a tough time to City. Yeah. Look, no team's easy in the Premier League, right? Unless you're playing Sheffield United or Burnley, no game is easy in the Premier League. Anything can happen. So look, I look at Wolves today. They're obviously not the Wolves team that we're used to, given the injuries they've got. But still, not an easy game for Man City. Not an easy game whatsoever. Let's hopefully hope and pray that Gary O'Neill's side can get something from the result. Even a draw, anything. Geordie, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Easy win, mate. Congrats. And also congrats to Ipswich Town back in the Premier League. Congratulations to Ipswich Town for coming back into the Premier League from the Championship. Haven't seen them in the Premier League in a while, so it's good to see them back in the Premier League after a long time. So yeah, big up to them. I'd love to see that. Who's going to go down in the Premier League? If Luton go back down, it could be in all 3 Championship teams bouncing straight back down again, which would be a real shame, to be honest. But that's the way it goes sometimes in football. The banter I'm going to put up if we win the league will be mental. Yeah, fully, bro. I'm charging down North London. I live in North London myself. I'm going straight to the Emirates if Arsenal win the league, man. Taking the route straight there. Elijah, congratulations to Arsenal and team. Played very well. Good results. Keep up to win the league. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. But yeah, I agree 100%. Arsenal did the job today, man. Did the job. Very good performance and very good result as well. And look, results are more important than performances at this stage of the season. I 100% agree. But I do think that performances and results work hand in hand. I do think if you have good result, more often than not, it's off the back of a good performance. And I thought we put in a really good performance here today. We've got a massive game next weekend against Manchester United in the Premier League. By then, City would have played twice. So we'd have a better idea of who's going to win the Premier League title by then. So let's just hope and pray that chips fall in our direction. Let's hope and pray that somehow, some way, we get the results to go in our favour and Arsenal can go on to win this title because I want it, man. I want this title. We were close last season. We're getting there again this year. Kai had a great game. I agree. He's really, really performing this back end of the season. Performing really well, man. I thought he was sloppy at the start of the season, to be honest with you guys. Really sloppy. But these last few games, these last few weeks, he's been really good in front of goal, Havertz. He's been really good linking up play as well. And the biggest thing for him, the biggest credit I can give him, is that he is now Arsenal's starting striker. No one complains about that. When we see Havertz in a team sheet, we're like, yeah, I want him to play. I'd rather him play than Gabriel Jesus. He's a real good physical player, gets players involved, got the penalty again today for us as well. So yeah, really delighted with Havertz's performances recently, making me eat my words for an absolute fact. Because to be honest, guys, I was a bit like, what are we doing signing him at the start of the season? I thought it was an awful lot of money for a player that didn't really fit into our side. I would rather have signed an out-and-out striker, like a Gyökeres, for example. I was really pushing for Arsenal to sign him. But look, we've signed Havertz. I've got behind him, and he's done really well, to be honest with him. Really well. Gave us so many chances. I agree. Really linking up play well. We had to be more clinical. First half, definitely. Should have been way more than 1-0 up. And look, on another day, we could have got punished for that. We could have got punished. But the good thing is, right, our defense is solid. Another clean sheet again for the defense and David Raya. So the fact that our defense is so good, it affords us to be a little bit wasteful in front of goal because we know our defense will enable us to basically get out of trouble. So I think we've done all right today, to be honest, guys. I think we've done all right. And on the balance of play, we still won the game, which is the main thing. Also, was a Saka tackle a card? It should have been potentially a red card. Maybe yellow would have been fair, but it was a high challenge. How Christie did not get a red card this game is beyond me. He put in about 4 tough challenges that, to be honest, all should have been yellow cards. Let's be real about it. I honestly thought he would have been sent off. He should have been sent off, to be honest. Not necessarily on that opportunity, but he had about 2 or 3 other times where he put in a really bad challenge and potentially should have got a yellow card then. So if you add it all together, I don't know how the man didn't get sent off today. But look, it doesn't really matter. We came away with the 3 points. That's the main thing for me. Job done for Arsenal Football Club. So, guys, what is your honest thoughts? Who do you think is win the Premier League title? In my opinion, I think it will be Arsenal, if I have to be genuinely honest. I think we will win the title. I think Liverpool are out of it now because we're 8 clear of Liverpool. They've got 3 games left. We've got 2 games left. But I think Arsenal, I think we can do it, guys, man. I genuinely think we can do it. You might say I'm sounding a little bit too optimistic. It might be copium rather than actual realism. But something tells me City will drop points somewhere, man. They've gone too flawless. They're what? They've won their last 5 games in the Premier League. They need to win their next 4. So you tell me Man City are going to win, what, 15 games in a row in the Premier League? What's that all about? 13, 14 games in a row in the Premier League. They're not going to lose a game in the whole of 2024 in the Premier League so far. Look, something tells me somewhere City will drop points. I can't tell you where, but somewhere. We just got to hope that Arsenal do our job. Don't drop points to United, and don't you dare drop points on the final day to Everton as well. If we win our next 2 games, our mindset has to be we're winning this Premier League title. That's got to be our mindset as an Arsenal player and as an Arsenal fan. You've got to win those games and hope and pray that that's enough to win the title. Don't sit there and go, oh, the title's over if Man City win. We've done all right, but we haven't done enough. Your mindset has to be win those games if you're an Arsenal player. Win every single game from now to the end of the season and just hope that's enough. And your mindset is if you win those 2 games, United and Everton on the final day, you're going to win the title. Because if we win those 2 games, that puts us on 89 points this season. 89 points. Last year, we finished on 84 points. So if this year we could be on 89, last year we finished on 84. That's an improvement from last season. In 2021-2022, we finished on 69 points. 2020-2021, we were on 61 points. And in 2020 season, we were on 56 points. Every season under Arteta, we've got better and better and better. 5 points better to get to 61. 8 points better to get to 69. A massive 15 points better to get to 84. And this season, 83 with 2 games left. Could get to 89 if we win both our games. That's another improvement. Every season under Mikel Arteta, we're improving. I'm liking to see it. Next year, it has to be title in my eyes. If it's not this season, next season has to be a Premier League title because I genuinely do not believe you can improve anymore and not win the title. We've done everything we've done so far. All we need now is a cherry on the cake, which is winning that Premier League title in my eyes. That's it for Arsenal Football Club, man. Get over the line, win that title. That's just what I'm hoping and praying for. Manchester United, well, so is North London. At least I hope so. Yeah. I mean, United might sit there and go, you know what? We're not fighting for anything. I don't want City to win the title, to get the quadruple, to get the 4 in a row, the 4-peat, potentially win the double as well with us over the FA Cup final. So I think United might go there and go, might sit there and go, you know what? Maybe I give it to them. That might be their thought process. You never know. But yes, guys, I appreciate everyone tuning into the stream today. My next stream will hopefully be next week for Manchester United against Arsenal. Arsenal are, we're almost there, man. Just win our 2 games and hope and pray that along the way City drop points. I will be watching the game later today between City and Wolves. If you do want to check out my thoughts on football, you can check out my Twitter. It's linked in the description, I do believe. That's why I tweet about all my times watching football. I've also got my Instagram down there as well, where I also do post stories and stuff about football as well. So all my socials are linked in the description down below as well. Ten Hag will do everything to defeat us. Yeah, I agree, man. He'll do absolutely everything to try and get the result against Arsenal because Ten Hag's job is under pressure anyway. Like he's really in the bin right now. Great stream, mate. I appreciate it as always. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new around here, and I do hope to catch you guys all in my next one. Take care.